One of the biggest banners of the year, A Hero Rises, is finally here. It is time to do the Green Dream summoning session. Our goals for tonight is to get as many peonies and Dimitris as possible. We'll probably be going 2 sparks. I don't think we'll be going 3 just because I don't really need extra copies of Claude or Lear. Unless we get close to a plus and a Lear, then we might keep going. But we'll see how it goes, right? We'll kind of test the waters. So this is the banner. It has absolutely ridiculous rates. Hopefully this turns out well for us. It did last year for sure. Oh my god. The Green Dream right there for you. Very first pull. And we already got a peony. Let's go. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm very excited for tonight. Obviously, this isn't the perfect banner. I would definitely prefer a little bit of different things. And stuff like this does happen where you have no greens. I guess we'll just do red because it doesn't really matter, right? There's no focus here. So it's just kind of like whatever. Maybe we'll get like a special hero Ike or something like that. But yeah, we'll just be focusing greens down, trying to get 2 sparks in. Maybe get like a plus 10 Dimitri or Peony would be really, really cool. But if we don't, it's also not the biggest deal either. Other than that, I'm just glad to be back. I definitely took like a little bit of vacation, like to play Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So we're finally back. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff I'll be talking about throughout the video. And I'll also be answering a ton of questions. I got like a ridiculous amount. So I'm going to see how many I can get through in this video. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. I hope that your guys' summoning session goes well. Like, you know, hopefully mine does too. But like, I think for the people who want to spend orbs here, like this is such a great place. So I really hope everybody just comes out very happy with whatever amount of orbs they spend. Anyway, let's start off with the questions. This one's going to be from Gillian Wallace. And they want to know who would have been your dream A Hero Rises banner. So this is really interesting, right? Because like I mentioned earlier, this isn't exactly the perfect banner for me, right? I don't really have any interest in winning Claude. I don't think, like, he has Prime fodder, which is great, but so does Dimitri, and he has no quarter. So it's like, Dimitri is just subjectively better fodder, essentially. So when it comes to that, I would definitely have preferred Camilla. But if I was allowed to pick like whoever I wanted on the rearmed or on the A Hero Rises banner, what I would have done. Let's go. Oh. Like, how do you beat these rates? Like, how do you beat these rates? Oh my god. We're 5 summons in. We're 5 summons in. And we've already got 2 5-stars. But yeah, I would have picked Windred Dimitri and Attuned Peony. So 2 of the same that we actually got, which I'm pretty happy about. But then I also would have picked Rearmed Lucina. I think Rearmed Lucina is like a really good unit, and she could duplicate fodder. So that would have been really big. And my Rearmed Lucina in particular is very, very heavily invested. So like every time I get a merge on Lucina, it's like, I don't even remember. It's like 1,000 orbs worth of fodder. Like I foddered like 6 or 7 5-stars to her. It's a lot of fodder. So being able to duplicate that is really, really good. And then the last unit I would do is, okay, so this isn't realistic, but I would do Duo Leon. And the reason why is because 1, Leon is one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters ever. So like getting to plus 10 Leon would have been really cool. 2, because if Leon's on this banner, he would become so prevalent, they'd have to nerf him, right? Like, that's just the case, right? So, it's kind of funny. It's kind of bad and good, right? Like, it would be a way to get him nerfed. It's kind of the reason why I wanted Camilla on the banner, too, because if Camilla was on this banner, then I think burn damage would get nerfed faster, right? Because they don't want free-to-plays having all the power. They want to kind of, like, lord power over them with the new 5-stars. And so I think having a hero on A Hero Rises definitely increases their chance of getting nerfed, or like indirectly nerfed, right? That's kind of why I'd want that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that banner. Obviously, if we can't get Dual Leon, like Camilla would probably be my other option. So we were pretty close to my ideal. There's other characters I want, obviously, at plus 10, but like the Green Dream really does give you insane rates, as demonstrated. But yeah, so let's move on to our next question. This is going to be from Enemy, who is also a FaTuber and 53. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. 3 5-stars already. And we actually been, you know, getting different 5-stars too, which is pretty cool. Like, I want Dimitri and Peony the most, but like the ones we've gotten have been really good. So I'm not gonna buy. Claude's like the only one I really don't care much about. Yeah, this question is me from Enemy and 53, and they want to know what's one of your favorite fond Fae memories of having a moment as a player, FaTuber, etc., or what are the best moments while doing videos together with friends. So when it comes to Fae, I think It's very easy to get like into the doom and gloom of like power creep and the meta and like the ridiculousness of how things can be. Here's your Jot, okay. But I think like it's always good to like remember why you're playing Fae, and like for me, part of that is like the competitive aspect, right? Like some of my favorite memories are like the goals I hit, right? Like hitting tier 21 when tier 21 was the max ether rates. Like that first year of ether rates was such a big accomplishment, and it felt so good because I put so much time into it. How much I was planning for my defense and my offense and planning all my strategies, right? So that felt really good. And then hitting rank 1 in like Summoner Duels ranked when it was really difficult. Not trying to like downplay how difficult it is now, but like when I hit rank 1, there was like 10 people, I think, around that in rank 1. And so it was very, very competitive. And like me and Joel and DTM would just talk about like strategies all the time. And I would just do hours and hours of homework studying, trying to understand the meta. It's a lot of atlases. Trying to study the meta and team comps and openings, right? And so hitting at rank 1 in SDR was definitely a big accomplishment too. But I think like my favorite things about Fae, and the reason why I think that even though there is stuff like power creep and okay, that was weird. Game froze for a second. But yeah, like even though there's like power creep and all that stuff, the reason why I still enjoy Fae so much now, I think, is because I have people to play with, right? Like my favorite moments of Fae now are just hanging out with the homies, like hanging out with other Fae tubers, hanging out with you guys in the comment section, hanging out on streams and just like talking like shit and having a good time, right? Making jokes. It's so much fun, and that's why gaming is fun to me. Like back in the day, that game was World of Warcraft, right? Hanging out with all my friends, playing World of Warcraft in our sweaty room, you know, all of us together playing was so much fun. And I get that kind of feeling, same feeling from Fae. You know, hanging out, doing the podcast with DTM and Joel, talking shit with Satachi. Like, you know, there's so many people I hang out with. Tacho, like and so like that is what makes Fae fun for me. Like Fae is just a medium for me to meet up with my friends and have a good time. So that's probably like the number one thing I would say. I think the other like example is that like we played Among Us together. I don't know if you guys saw that stream, but we did do an Among Us stream with like all the Fae tubers, and it was so much fun. I had such a blast. And so just getting to hang out with friends, I think, is the best part about Fae. I think that will continue to be the best thing about Fae for as long as everyone's still playing, right? So I like to look at it in a positive light, at least in that aspect. Like obviously we have to talk about the negatives, but focusing on the positives definitely makes it a little bit more fun. But yeah. Oh man, this banner is... I'm trying to think of like what else I would have wanted, but I can't really think of much else. I'm like really afraid of Ike coming out, which we'll talk about later too as well. But let's do another question. This one's gonna be from Squid System. What sort of emblem effects would you like to see get added to the game, or alternative, given some of the things emblems didn't engage, what emblem are you most afraid they'll add? Good luck on the summons. And then Brave Ephraim also wants to know, have you played and been engaged? If so, are you able to guess what each Emblem Ring may do, i.e. Celica warping shenanigans? So I did beat Engage. I beat Engage, and then I played on Maddening. And so when it comes to the different Emblem Rings, I think there's a lot of different options. We were kind of discussing this a bit in the podcast with DTM and Joel. But I think Ike will be a more like tanky ring where he will try to add defensive effects. Be that like a way to stop burn damage, be it like flat damage reduction, or like null counter disrupt, something like that. He's gonna be a more defensive ring to try to get tanks back into the meta, because it's very obvious with the past few banners, right? We got Altina, we got Malelir, we just got Sheeta. They are trying to get tanks back into the meta, but they really made nukes really busted, so it's not an easy job to do. And so I think the next thing will be an Emblem Ring to kind of fix that. We'll have to see though. When it comes to the other Emblem Rings, I'm really afraid of Sigurd the most. I think Sigurd being able to give out like one extra movement or like Canto is really scary, because ideally, or not ideally, but most likely it would be usable on anyone. And so the idea of ranged calves like Duo Leon having 4 movement horrifies me. And so I'm really scared of that the most, but it's possible we get others. Yes, let's go. I love this Dimitri. I love this art. It's so good. I do hope that the next Dimitri is like an adult version though, or like a time skip. We're doing really well so far. Occasionally no greens, but that's fine. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Like the other rings, I think will get really scary as well. Like Micaiah will be interesting if she is a staff unit, on how they can like make that powerful. But like Celica having warping could be really strong. Byleth, what if Byleth has like the Brave Marianne effect, but you could give it to anyone? Like that would be really powerful, right? Being able to dance on your offensive nukes, that'd be horrifying. So I'm definitely afraid of some of the emblem rings and like the potential they have, but I'm also excited to see how they can open up design space and make the game like more interesting, right? Because the game can get a little bit samey, I guess. I don't know if that's really the correct way to put it, because like the game is always evolving because they release so many new units. But I think emblem rings do it in a more interesting and unique way, where you really get to build your heroes in different ways again. And I think that's the best part about Fae, is how much customization you can perform on any hero. So when you play other gacha games, like typically you really can't do that. Like let's say Genshin, for example, all you can really do is change out like artifacts and the team. But you know what I mean, like their skills are always the same, their talents are always the same. But in Fae, you can really swap out a lot of stuff. So I think that's like the cool part about Fae. And one of the cool parts of the strategy of the game, I guess, is like how you build your units, right? So pretty much where I'm at on that. We also have a question from Nico Topin. They want to know, are you ready for Emblem Ike and the Radiant Ether redemption arc? I really do hope that Radiant Ether gets a redemption arc, or we just throw it away completely and we get something new. But I am not ready for Emblem Ike, because as you can see, I just spent a whole bunch of money on getting orbs for this banner. Still recovering from Pity Break City and Altina. It's been a rough couple of months. IS has been targeting pretty hard. And so I would not mind if Ike doesn't come this month and I can get someone I care about less, because Ike would probably be the one I would plus 10. Even if I don't plus 10 him on the first banner. I'll probably plus 10 him over like 2 or 3 banners, but still, like it's not going to be a small amount of orbs, right? Though the share would be pretty good this month. It's like Camilla and Sather, I think, I want to say. So that's definitely a pretty solid share. Okay, our next question is from Wacky Warrior. What is your biggest hope and biggest fear for a duo? Okay. So our first pity break of the banner, which isn't a big deal, and it's Merida. I just got a copy of her actually from the orb pack, so it's not really the best, but I mean it's not the worst either, so I'll take it. But yeah, back to the question. What is our biggest hope and fear for the duo harmonic for this year? Personally, I have hope beyond hope. I have hope beyond hope for a Sully Kane harmonic. My biggest fear would be if IS decided to double down and release an Astrid and Makalov duo. If they added an Astrid and Makalov duo, I would be so pissed. I hate Makalov, so the fact that he would take up a spot on a Atelius banner, I'd be even more mad. But when it comes to like the biggest hope, I really want a duo of like one of my favorites. So like duo Jafar, duo Nefni, that would be really cool. Duo Har and Jill, that would be so cool. I'd also love to see like harmonics that take better use of like the idea, right, of 2 different characters with like maybe similar personalities or like interesting conversations coming together. So I don't know, like seeing Dimitri with like Ike or something like that would be really cool. So something like that would be awesome. I'd be very much down for that. Duo Petra would be cool. When it comes to like worries, my worries really aren't about the characters themselves, because I don't really, there's a lot of harmonics where I don't really care for the characters. I'm more worried about the meta effects, like their power level essentially. I'm really afraid we're gonna get like another duo Thor-esque harmonic soon, just because they know now that like Thor has stayed around, right? She's really powerful, and so they know they can sell that again, like in a better version. And so I'm a bit afraid of that, to be honest, or like them doing something even more toxic. So that's what I'm mostly afraid of at the moment. But yeah, I'm always interested to see who the new duo and harmonic will be. Hopefully we get a Telius one that's really good soon, because that's what I'd love. I mean, obviously Duo Soniki and Micaiah was great. I love that one. So we've had some good representation. Duo Altina and Soniki too. They're all Soniki. They're all Altina's family. Yeah, we're almost to the first spark. We're about 5 away. So far we're doing really well. Ring rates are showing up, all right? Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all this fodder too. There's so many options. That's what I really like about rearms though. It's like you can really take like any hero and give them a meta build. And even if they themselves aren't meta with that build, like it feels really good to have your old units like really be amazing. Like running around with Brave Roy, like Brave Roy with Assassin Strike and Flare Sparrow kills things, and it feels, and No Quarter feels really good. So I'm a big fan of rearmed heroes. I think they're like really one of the best things IS has ever added to the game. Attuned heroes, not so much. I mean, they're very similar, but they're not my favorite. I definitely like rearmed heroes a lot more. Yeah, Shaz. Okay. Two more. No greens. Of course, why not, right? There's an Urk. I really want to get Ike emerges, like base Ike emerges, but I never get him. I do red on Arena every single week, and I always get like Flora. I hate Flora. I have like her at like plus 30. I hate Flora so much. I never want to see her again. Also Fallen Julia. I already had her at plus 10, so now I have like plus 20 Fallen Julia. Okay, we got Sylvain. That's kind of funny considering he's on the Spring Banner right now. Okay, so we're at Spark 1. And we are going to grab Dimitri. We're going to get Peony too. So that's not like the biggest deal, but Dimitri is my favorite by far on this banner. Even though he doesn't have like the duplicating, but like Dimitri's my favorite character. So he's one of my favorite characters in all of FaZe, so. And he looks great. And he's also really fun. I just wish that he wasn't. The only problem is that Altina and Dimitri are Axis. So I wish there was less overlap there. Okay, let's get back into some questions. This question is going to be from Rocket Gal, one of our fellow FadeTuber friends, and Mad. Since you already beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, what are your overall thoughts on the game? Did it fulfill your expectations? Anything you want to see improved in Part 3? I'm at Chapter 4, so I'd appreciate an answer with no big spoilers if possible. May this question bless you with a full green circle. Keep up the great content. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. And then from Rocket Gal, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? No spoilers, please. I'm still in only Chapter 4. So they're both on Chapter 4. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. That's the last thing I want to do is spoil this game for anyone. So, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This game I've been waiting for forever. I'm a massive Final Fantasy VII fan. So, the good news is, this game is phenomenal. Hey, there's Claude. Not who I wanted to see, but we'll take it. This game is so phenomenal. I can't really even put in the words. My friends probably hate me at this point because I have just been gushing about this game since it came out to them like every single day. The game is just like imagine like your childhood game. I got Fallen Morgan. Like imagine a childhood game, like I don't know, for like me, like Pokemon Red, right? Imagine taking that and you, as a kid when you're playing a video game, a lot of the time your imagination fills in the blanks. But they did that with Final Fantasy VII, but they actually filled the blanks in, right? Like they brought the world to life in such a way that I can't really express. The world feels so alive. Every single city is full of NPCs that have amazing voice acting, that talk about the world, talk about what's going on, that are living their everyday lives. They have their own problems, and they're like the side quests bring out these characters that aren't even important characters, but they do such a great job at it that it really sells the entire world. And so every second of the experience is so polished and so amazing. Like you just get so immersed. It's insane. Okay, for an example, when I got to the first section of the game, like the actual first open section, I didn't even do the tutorial because I saw the world. I looked out like at the landscape and it was so beautiful. I just started running around. And I spent 10 hours running around and just looking at stuff and taking it all in. And I enjoyed every second of it. Like okay, sure, we can always take more Hardy Fighter. Why not? That's kind of random. But yeah, like it's not, there's a lot of times when I play games, right? Like there's this idea where you're playing the game and you're kind of like remembering it's a game, and you're also thinking about like the experience. Like, is this a good game? Am I getting my money's worth? Stuff like that. When I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I didn't think that ever. Like, I felt like I was in a world with living, breathing characters, and I enjoyed every second. I didn't mind the side quests, like in other games, like let's even say in Final Fantasy 16, right? That's a very good game. But the side quest, I knew I was playing a side quest. It would be like, hey, go collect these things. You're like, okay. In this game, the side quests are like some of the best side quests I've ever played in any game ever. They're just so good at like building the characters and having story moments and being hilarious in every quest. And the world is gorgeous and it feels alive, and the character writing is some of the best character writing I've seen in any game ever. They took the characters from the original Final Fantasy VII, these characters they've been building up for 20 years, and they just nailed it. Every single character feels exactly right. And even characters, okay, I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but like in the original Final Fantasy VII, Tifa was not as an in-depth character as like, let's say, Cloud or Aerith. You definitely get some good moments with her, but you don't get to understand her on like the deepest level compared to those other, like, Declare, Cloud or Aerith. But in Rebirth, they really spent the time on every character, making sure you understand like them. You understand their fears, their dreams, their personalities, what makes them laugh. And I think there's like a quote in one of the trailers where like, this is the game that will make you fall in love with the characters more than any other. And I really believe that. Like, the game was just like so exceptional. Like I can't put it into words. I will say when it comes to negatives, there's like small nitpicks. Like there's sometimes you'll get like the lighting's a little bit messed up. Like it's like a second of bad lighting, or like sometimes the camera will act a little weird. That's for like small, tiny things that you could nitpick. And then in the game, once again, no spoilers, there was a section of the game I did not enjoy. There was technically two, but like one section was so small I wouldn't really consider it like a bad thing. It's like having a bad map in a Fire Emblem game. Like, okay, it happens, right? But there was also a section in the game I did not enjoy. But if before that, if I removed that section of the game was like a 20 out of 10 for me. Like it's probably the best game I've ever played, period. If that section of the game didn't exist. Like, I enjoyed every second of the game, and it was just so perfect. Like that's the reason why I didn't come back to make YouTube videos, because I was so obsessed with just sleeping, playing Final Fantasy VII, you know, going to work, playing Final Fantasy VII. Like I couldn't think about anything else because the game is just so exceptional. So I'll stop trying to gush about it, but like Claude, I know you're a 5-star, but man, like, could you be somebody else, please? Yeah, so the bad thing about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I will say, is like, it is the second part of the game, so you kind of have to play Remake to get to Rebirth, right? And it's not that Remake's a bad game. Remake's like a solid like 8.5 or 9 out of 10, depending if you're like a fan or not. But the quality between Remake and Rebirth is insane. They took every single mistake they made in Remake, and people told them like, hey, this is bad, or like, this could be better. They improved on it. And so like the quality upgrade from Remake to Rebirth is like ridiculously good. And so I really would like, you know, I'd highly recommend playing both games, but like just know that when you're playing Remake, Rebirth is way better. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yes, let's go, my boy. But yeah, it's such a good game. I could gush about it for literally hours, so I'll try not to. I will answer one more question though. This one's from Manumvis. What was your favorite character to play in Rebirth? My favorite was Red 13. So my favorite was Cloud, but I guess that's kind of to be expected. He kind of is more my playstyle, like big two-handed sword who plays aggressively, but also has like counterattacks and stuff like that. So it really fit my style. I also really like playing Barret and Aerith. That was my team. Barret, Aerith, and Cloud. And it's exceptional. Really, if you have any interest in playing Final Fantasy VII, I really recommend picking it up because it's so good. There is Orochi. This is going, I don't know how many Dimitris we've gotten. Like post-editing, Oblivion will know, but I have not been keeping track. I think we needed 9 though, so we needed quite a bit. Okay, let's do one other question not about Faye, and we'll get back to Faye. This is from Jeff. They said, let's talk about Final Fantasy 14. Who is your favorite Scion? What is your favorite main job? What is your favorite expansion? A fun or epic moment to share. So Final Fantasy 14 is the MMO version of Final Fantasy, if you don't know. And it's actually quite long. There's like 4 expansions? 4 expansions? So my favorite Scion is Estinian. He is the Dragoon character, and he's like very edgy and badass. So it's probably not a surprise that he's my favorite. When it comes to expansions, my favorite expansion is Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is just exceptionally well written. Endwalker was also very good, but I didn't really like the ending all that much. And anyone who's interested in that can ask me in the comment section. I'll talk about that because that'll take forever. But I didn't love the ending. It was good, but I didn't love it. So another Cath. And then any epic moments. So I'm a hardcore player in pretty much everything I do because that's just how I am. And so when Endwalker came out, it was actually like around my birthday, and I took time off, as I do, and I just no-lifed it. And so I was like one of the first people to get towards the end of the game. And so I actually got to do all the raids firsthand without any knowledge about them. No one knew because it had been like literally like 15 hours or 16 hours since the expansion came out. No one knew how to do the raids. And so doing those raids firsthand and then on the extreme versions was so much fun because we all had to just sit there and learn together. Oh, I think I saw this thing and this is how this works. This is how this mechanic works. And that was like one of my favorite things. So it's one of the things I miss about playing MMOs. Hey, it's Brave Edelgard. Edelgard, you're not on this banner. I mean, I'll take it. Brave Edelgard's really, really, really good. So actually, I think I had a question about that. Yeah, I actually had a question from Ruben. They want to know, in your near save tier list video, you would brave Edelgard as the best savior. Is she still the best? The new armored unit skills help her, and will she continue to age well? So just because we pulled her, so might as well answer this question. Yes, I don't know if she's still the best near save, but she's very much at the top level. Like she's probably like top 3 at the worst. She's very, very good, and it's because she counters herself. Like she's very good against Winter Edelgard, and with like armored blaze and stuff like that, she can just like completely handle herself. So she's extremely good. I don't know how well she'll continue to age, but she's been doing very well so far. So if you want to invest in the Brave Edelgard, you're definitely going to get your values worth for sure. Okay, with that said, let's keep the questions going. This one's from Jackie. Can you give us a showcase of all the units you've used the Formosoul Binding World on? So actually, I'm going to have a video coming out soonish where I will be doing my full barrack showcase again, like I did last year. I just haven't had a chance to work on it because of Final Fantasy mostly. So I will be getting that out, and that will show like most of my Formosouls and Binding World units in there. Got Sylvain. Got another question. This was from Dania Costa. And they want to know, can you help me build Midori for Aetherite's offense? So this is actually a good second to bring this up. So I'm going to be doing some streams. And tomorrow, should be tomorrow, right? Because this will be coming out Tuesday. So on Wednesday night, me and DTM are going to be doing unit reviews. So if you're interested in doing a unit review, go ahead and post your hero. You just need to add me as a friend with that unit in the lead position, and we can do that. And then also, next Wednesday, I believe, we will be doing the tutoring / helping you build units review. So if you want help building a unit, show up for that stream next Wednesday. Not this upcoming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. So yeah. Hopefully we have a whole bunch of streams coming up. I have to do some catch up kind of because I kind of took 2 weeks off. But yes. Okay, here's some greens. Yeah, we got another question. This one's from Final Messenger. Looking forward to Acheron Raiden in Honkai Star Rail at the end of the month. As I recall, you have an E6 Raiden in Genshin Impact. You go... What the heck? I'm getting all kinds of random pity rates. I mean, this is a good one. Infantry Post 4. You definitely want a lot of that. I can duplicate this, so I'll take it. Are you going hard here as well? Do you also have any teammates for her like Pella or Silverwolf? So yes, that's another thing I will be streaming. So next week we'll be having 2 streams, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. The Tuesday stream will be the Acheron stream. I have 600 semi-free-to-play roles saved up for her, and we're going all in. So yes, we'll definitely be doing that. I have Silverwolf and Pella all built, and I'm very excited to see what she can do. If you haven't yet, they dropped an Acheron trailer for her today, and it was phenomenal. Like one of the best trailers I've seen in gaming, period. So even if you aren't playing Honkai Star Rail, go check out that trailer. Like it will do something to you. It will awaken something in you that you did not know existed. Like that trailer was, oh my god. But yeah, very, very excited for that. We have another one from Senscale. Are you going to play the Elden Ring DLC? Yes, I will definitely be playing the Elden Ring DLC. I don't know if I'll be making content on it, but I'm That game was exceptional, so I will definitely be playing the DLC for that whenever it comes out. I'm surprised Tharja hasn't gotten a Resplendent yet. Like, she's pretty popular. It's kind of weird. I mean, her art's not bad, so I guess she doesn't really need it, but still. Yeah, let's do another question. This one's from Shut Sprinkles, a fellow Feytuber and friend. What is your favorite building in the Ether Resort? So, I'm going to show off my sweatiness here, but I don't care about the Ether Resort. I'm going to be completely honest. I only use it to, like, have a party for my new favorite character. So, like, right now, Altina's in there with all of, like, her family. But the only thing I use in there, like, actually, is the farm, because the farm gives you dragon flowers. So I guess the farm is my favorite building, but it's probably not the exciting answer you were hoping for, to be honest. Sorry about that. I do hope that later in the future they expand on the Ether Resort and put mini games in there, because it's like the perfect place for it, right? So like they should definitely do that at some point. Okay, we got another question from Remton. Hey Oblivion, good luck on your summons. Thank you. My question, oh, let's go. Thank you, Remington. You brought the luck. There's an Alir. Nice. We actually had bubbles, so we could get, like, if we get 5 stars here, they're all guaranteed to be on the banner. There's 4 5 stars on the banner that are green, though, so it doesn't really like help you get anything in particular. But I'll take any 5 star, right? Like, let's just see what we can get. No, it's Arthur. So hey, Oblivion, good luck on your summons. My questions are there any Grail projects you are currently working on? Would you rather have an unlimited amount of orbs or an unlimited amount of every other item? Florets, grails, etc. Okay, so right now I actually don't have any grail projects I'm really working on. They're all, hey, I'll take it. I've gotten too many claws, so I think I've only got 1 peony. I would much rather have peony. But yeah, I don't have any grail projects I'm currently working on. I don't know, there's not really any characters I care about in grails. They're either plus 10 already, or I'm mostly using grails for fodder. I use it to get like the bridge fodder for rearmed inheritance, essentially. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then when it comes to would I rather have unlimited orbs or everything else, I would definitely take orbs, because orbs can get you most of the other things, kind of, right? Like you can get new heroes, which then give you dragon flowers. You can get every ascended hero, so you get florets. You wouldn't get unlimited florets, obviously, but still. And then you could technically just send heroes home to get feathers, so I would definitely take orbs, and that would help me a ton, considering how many orbs I use. Okay, we are at the 2nd spark. We're gonna have to do some like counting after this to see if it's worth going for the 3rd spark, because I don't think it is. I don't think we're close enough for any plus 10s. Like we did not get very many peonies. Got like 1 peony and like 3. I don't know. It's on the screen, so obviously you guys can know. The thing is though, we got a free peony, right? And then another peony. So I think I have like 3 or 4 peonies now, which is a pretty good amount, right? Like you don't need plus 10 peony to have good duplication fodder, right? Like 3 or 4 copies is like more than enough. There's a Celestial Stone too. Okay, let's check out where we're at currently. Okay, we're gonna do one more spark. Why not, right? Alir's at like plus 6. We could maybe get her a little bit higher and then finish her on the next rerun. So I don't mind. I'm actually having a lot of fun just talking. So let's keep going. Let's do another question. This is from Yuka. What was your favorite meta to play in Fae? My favorite was the legendary Sigurd not line meta, because you're watching people complain and gale forcing everything myself was very funny. And then also from Andrew the Hustler. What was your favorite year gen of playing Fae? So this is a pretty interesting one, because like it's kind of hard to say what my exact favorite was. I think the first year of Ether Raids was really fun, because like there was so much more depth added to the game, and there was so much more to think about, right? Like, all the strategies. Hey, it's a net. All the different strategies, how to approach different defenses, how to build your own defense. I really enjoyed that. So that, like, what was that, like 2019, I guess? That was a really fun time. And then also, like, right before saves came out, that meta was like my favorite too. That was the time when I had Brave Ike and Fallen Ike as the top of the meta, and I loved that period. It was so great. And that's why I hate Dual Lift so much, because he ruined it. So yeah, probably that period of time would probably be my favorite. I think that was like, it was just really, really fun. And I think like there was obviously power creep even at that point, but like it didn't feel as bad. It felt like units usually lasted like a year or 2 back then, which was a pretty good amount of time for you to like invest in and have fun with them. And I don't know. I feel like saves and like dual-lift ruin that. So that's probably my favorite time year that I played, or like the meta. The not Sigurd line, I did not really enjoy that all that much. I could beat it, definitely. Like, Brave Hector pretty much handled that pretty easily, but it just wasn't all that fun to me. Like, I didn't really prefer playing with saves if I didn't have to. There we go. That's what we want to see. Always want to see Peony over Claude. But yeah, that's freak. We see like 1 million violence. I just noticed that. Connor Zach is over here invading my my summons. Yeah, that. I mean, Fae, I would love to hear about that too. So like, drop a comment down below, let me know what your favorite time in Fae was. Like if it was like the early years with like the Cav meta, like Reinhardt and Brave Lynn, or if it was later on with like, you know, the introduction of 3 houses and stuff like that. I think it's really interesting to know when people enjoy the game the most, right? We got another question. This is from Shiny Tressus LW. Now that it's been almost a year since the release of Tears of the Kingdom, how do you like it? Seems like no one cares about it anymore, while Breath of the Wild felt like it stayed relevant for years. So last year, I took kind of a break to play Final Fantasy 16 and Tears of the Kingdom, right? They came out like back to back essentially. And I was really hyped for Tears of the Kingdom. Like, Breath of the Wild was like an amazing game. And it's kind of difficult to explain, but like Breath of the Wild gave me this feeling that I hadn't had since I was a kid, right? It was that feeling of like the unknown and exploration. It's like when I was a kid, I used to go camping and you'd go out to the like in the middle of the trees and you had no idea what was going to be out there, right? Like it could have been a bear or like a deer, or like you could find a hidden treasure or something. Like it was like that sense of wonder that you have as a kid. Breath of the Wild brought that back, and it was such a good feeling. It was so amazing, and that's why I think I love Breath of the Wild so much. With Tears of the Kingdom, I really didn't like. Obviously it's a very, very good game, but it didn't capture that same feeling for me. And part of that might be because it is a sequel with the same world and stuff. I think also because it felt less like a Zelda game in many ways. It felt much more like a sandbox game where they really gave you a lot more toys to play with, and they really wanted you to play with those toys. Well, in the original Breath of the Wild, it felt much more like a Zelda game where it was like, hey, I'm Link, I have a sword, I have arrows, there are stuff I can do with it, I can go climb and stuff, but it still felt like very much like you were grounded in the base gameplay of Zelda. But with Tears of the Kingdom, they really want you to like fuse weapons together, make all kinds of crazy vehicles, do all kinds of crazy contraptions, you know, like I didn't really like that all that much, to be honest. Like the depths area where it's like the underground is pitch black, and they really want you to build a vehicle. They really want you to build a vehicle with lights on it so you can see something that can traverse the dangerous terrain. I did not want to do that. I just wanted to play as Link. I wanted to have my sword, I wanted to have my shield, I wanted to go kill bad guys and explore. And I felt like Tears of the Kingdom just didn't fulfill that same itch. Now, at the same time, it also didn't fulfill the same itch of the old Zelda games where you're playing through dungeons, right? Like very put together dungeons. Now, obviously, the Tears of the Kingdom dungeons are way better than the Breath of the Wild dungeons, but they still weren't as good as the OG Zelda dungeons, in my opinion. I think part of that is just because like the OG Zelda dungeons give you those unique items that really like play into the puzzles of those dungeons, and I really miss that. I really want like the hook shot back, or like the megaton hammer. Ymir, you are not who I want. Get out of here. You are useless. Filling the scam bubbles again. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Also, no spoilers, but the story had very, very good moments. There were moments that like almost made me cry or did make me cry, but the story was not, the way it was told, I did not like. It just didn't work for me. Like the fact that everything is told through the past again, like Breath of the Wild, did not like that. I really wanted to have a more active role in the story this time, which I didn't get. So I think Tears of the Kingdom is an amazing game. It's a great game, but for me, it is not anywhere near my favorite Zeldas. Well, Breath of the Wild is like arguably my favorite Zelda. Like it's up there with Ocarina of Time essentially, and like Twilight Princess. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But like at the same time, Final Fantasy 16 came out, and Final Fantasy 16 blew me away. So for me last year, Final Fantasy 16 was my game of the year by far. Like I know Engage came out too, but I'm gonna be honest, Engage had nothing on Tears of the Kingdom or or Final Fantasy 16 in my opinion. Like at all. So sorry if I mean it's a good game, but that's a whole different conversation. Okay, let's see. The next question, we got this from Bilus Boba. One day I'll get it right. What's been your biggest regret in Fae so far? This is an easy one. Freyr shouldn't exist. Biggest regret, easy mode, get him out of here. Goodbye, Freyr. There's Sheena. I always get confused by her Resplendent for some reason. I don't know why. It looks good. Whenever I see like the shadow, I'm like, I think it's somebody else. Okay, let's see another question. This is from STEM DNA. Hi, Oblivion. Non-Fae related question. Coming as a fellow Final Fantasy enjoyer, I was wondering if you've ever played one of the Dissidia titles, and if so, what's your opinion on them? Good luck on your pools. Thank you. So for those of you who don't know, Dissidia is essentially like the fighting game Smash Brothers of Final Fantasy. All the main villains and main heroes of Final Fantasy come together in like a alternate dimension and they duke it out. There's a storyline too, but I'm gonna like make it simple. So I played the original Dissidia on PSP and I really enjoyed it. I loved that game. I played the crap out of it. I used to play it during college, and not do my homework. But yeah, I had a ton with it. I didn't play any of the newer ones though, because I know there's another one that came out. I can't remember what it's called, but I didn't really play that one. It wasn't because I wasn't interested. Fighting games really aren't my jam. I'm not very good at fighting games. The only one I really ever played was Smash, and it was mostly Melee back in the day, but even then I was never really competitive. It was just like me beating up my friends, having a good time, you know? So, very cool games. I'd love to see them come back, but I do think like, I don't know, I'd want it on PC. I think they should just release all the games on PC. Like, it's just so much easier to play stuff when it's on PC with all your friends. The fact that even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is like a PS5 exclusive for now, it will go to PC eventually, really sucks. I wish they would just stop doing that. Like, I know why Sony does it, but like, I think it hurts your sales more than anything, to be honest. And what is with these 4 stars? Like, summoning is so rigged. We always get the same 4 stars like back to back to back. It's so weird. I want someone to do the math and like tell me what are the chances of that happening, because I feel like it should not be this high at all. Like, not even close, right? Okay. Let's do another one. This one's gonna be from Ordinary Cheese Wizard, one of our other. I forgot he was a 5-star for a second. I was like, what the hell? Like, when is he? I'm getting so many scam bubbles. I mean, he has Oath. Oath isn't really all that great now, though. Like, I mean, it's not bad, like, obviously, but, like, Pledge is what you really want. Bulwark 3, that could be good bridge fodder for the future, I guess. That kind of sucked. Whatever, it's fine. This is some Ordinary Cheese, fellow FateTuber. She's been doing a ton of Millennia streams, like Elden Ring, so definitely go check that out. But yeah, their question is, what is your favorite color chocobo? So, Claude, go away, Claude. Why aren't you peony? So when it comes to like chocobos, there's a lot of different colors. Like the OG chocobo is yellow, but for me, I guess I'll put it on the screen maybe. I like the light blue chocobo or like the light green blue chocobo. I think they're really pretty. Yeah, obviously in Final Fantasy 7 you want like the gold chocobo, or like, well, it's a black chocobo and then you breed it to get it to be gold. Yes! Dimitri keeps following Claude, so actually maybe it's a good thing that we get Claude. Yeah, in 7 at least, like all the chocobos have different abilities based off their color. So obviously you want like the best golden chocobo, does everything, but like when it comes to like just aesthetics, I really like the blue and like the light green one. I think they're really cool looking. Okay, next question, who is your favorite Elden Ring NPC? Oh, I really like Radon. Like, Radon is such a good boss fight. I love that boss fight. And when you learn the lore about him and his horse, it's so sweet and badass at the same time. I love Radon. Radon's a great character. Would you plus 10 a Hortensia Altina backpack unit? So if you're telling me Hortensia's in the front and Altina's in the back, no, I would not plus 10 that. I'd quit the game. I would, oh my god, I'd find where IS lives and I would write a mean-spirited letter, so that when they read it, they feel bad. That would piss me off. Oh my god, I'd be so mad. Yes! Peony! Let's go. The next question, how did you come up with the design of your avatar? So, I I used to do a lot. I still do some, but not as much as I used to. I used to do a lot of writing, and it's one of my original characters from one of my big stories that I wrote. The Oblivion Knight is actually like one of the central characters, so not the like main character, but like a central antagonist. That's kind of where the design came from. So yeah, I don't really know how to share that, but yeah, that's where it came from. Who has the worst name in Fire Emblem? I don't know. Makalov, because I hate him. There's like, I guess there's like characters with names that don't even have actual names, like Abyss Keeper, stuff like that. Like, they just have titles. Speaking of titles, like Ross's title, like, you know, his father's son, like, oh man, that's pretty bad too, but I think Ross is a fine name. Camilla, who also doesn't have Resplendent. And then lastly, last question, what's your favorite dinosaur? Probably a Velociraptor. I think Velociraptors are badass. Like, they're a perfect mix between like the T-Rex is really big and like, you know, like the big alpha dinosaur. But I like how the Velociraptor is like more tricky and smart and like kind of conniving. I think that's cool. So Velociraptor for sure. They're badass. Yes! Oh my god. The rates are hitting now. Like, the rates are hitting really hard. Like, this is the green dream where you just hit it 5-star constantly. Okay, we got another question. This one's going to be from the Arc King. Assuming that you're allowed to answer this question, it's an interesting way to start a question. How long is the gap between recording and release of podcasts with DTM usually? I don't think DTM will mind me telling. So typically it's like a day and then maybe 2 sometimes, but typically it's about a day. DTM's really, really good at running that podcast. Like, I think people obviously don't get to see the behind the scenes, but like DTM is on it. Like, he has the topics ready. He coordinates everything. So he is amazing. If you haven't yet, go check out DTM's channel. He's like 50 subs away from 3K, and there is a surprise at 3K. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a surprise. So definitely go sub to DTM. Okay, we're almost to Spark. We got another question. This will be from Silver Wyvern. Do you think Attuned Caeda is a top 3 Omni tank? I think a lot of people got like a bad vibe for me for like Caeda, because I told everyone to skip that banner. I think she's a really good unit, right? Like, I don't want people to think I don't. She's probably top 3 or top, like, she's either top 3 or top 4. Like, she's definitely up there, right? Like, she's amazing. It's just that I don't like her matchup in the Leon, right? Leon's the threat right now. Leon is the problem in the game currently. The fact that she struggles to do anything, right? Like, because she loses to the sweep effect typically. It's a big downside for me. So I think she's really good. And I think in the future, if they find a way to nerf burn damage, or if Leon just falls off for some reason, I think she'll be easily one of the best Omni tanks in the game. She already is, but she'll be even better, right? So don't worry if you are a Caeda fan. She got a very good version. Like, oh, it's a very, very good version. Much better than Legendary Caeda. Legendary Caeda was like good for like 2 months, and then she like completely fell off. Like, just explode. Same with Baby Caeda too. Baby Caeda fell off really, really hard. Vantage is not an easy strat to. What the hell? Tiki somehow found a way to get into the summoning session, but she's a 4-star special rate, isn't she? Oh no, this is Ascended Tiki. No. I guess I can use her for fodder. Like, if I ever want to sack a male Leer. At least I get Bulwark 3. Oh man. Damn it, Tiki. This is not. Go to KCB stream. I'm not your friend. Go ahead. Shoot. Shoot. Alright, this. Oh, it's gonna be the final summon. It's the final orb. We don't have a green. I guess we'll do red. Why not, right? It's not like. We have full scam bubbles too. This is how they keep you summoning. Like, you have the scam bubbles. Don't you want to use the scam bubbles? And I'm like, no, I don't want to use the scam bubbles. Are scam, but at the same time, they're pretty and they're full already. It's like, oh man. Yeah, let's go in. We're gonna grab a Leer here. See, the thing is, I don't really like the last Spark. Really doesn't have any value for me. I really don't need to merge plus 10 to Claude, and I have Prime Fodder now because I can duplicate. There's a Leer. So Leer's like plus 7, I think now. So we can finish her on the next legendary banner she reruns on. I think she'll be sharing with like Nino and Lucina, which is really good. Let's see. We'll do one more. We're not gonna go to Spark. We just want to see if we can break this right here. Just want to see if I can get a green orb. Don't do this. Do not follow my bad examples. My very bad examples. There's Atlas yet again. This is when I get like a full circle of greens to watch. No, okay, perfect. Perfect. This is it. Final circle. 2 pools left. Can we break our pity? No, that's a 3-star. Damn it. Barst. Go away, Barst. I don't need you anymore. I have 1,000,000 copies of Repo. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Dimitri. I'm calling it. It's a Dimitri. Oh, there's the smoke. Smoke. No, it's a Baruka. Shit. Okay. Okay, with that, that is gonna be my summoning session. Overall, we got 17 focus 5 stars and a total of 23 5 stars in total. So, like, when we do the math, it's about 600 orbs. It's about 26 orbs per 5 star, which is an exceptional rate. So this turned out really, really well. Wish we could have got a little bit more Peonies and Dimitris than less Claudes, but it's pretty fine. I'm really happy with it. Now I'd love to hear from you. How did your Hero Rise summoning session go? Did you get what you wanted? How many orbs did you spend? Did you get a ton of 5 stars? Did you get the 5 stars you want? I'd love to hear about it, so drop a comment down below letting me know. As always, I'd like to thank all my members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. This has been Oblivion, and I'll catch you all later with more Fire Emblem Heroes.